Oh, Mr. Vandergelder.
Mrs. Malloy? I don't suppose Mrs. Levi is here, is she? She's supposed to meet me on that bench 10 minutes ago. When I make an appointment, I like people to be on time. Here, this is for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. They're the expensive kind. Now, did I just see you in here talking with two men?
Men? Men, Mr. Vandergelder? What would men be doing in a ladies' hat shop? Come now, come to my workroom. I'm so anxious for you to see it.
See it? I saw it last week.
Oh, so you did. Tell me, how are things in the hay and feed business? I hear you got 3 friends all hard as nails.
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers, I hear it's a beautiful city.
And who's been telling you about Yonkers, may I ask?
Nobody. Friend.
What friend?
Well, you see, He's a customer, Mr. Vandergelder. He's quite well-to-do, as a matter of fact. He was in here earlier buying hats for ladies. Perhaps you know him, although it's usually so silly to ask in cases like that, isn't it? It's a Mr. Cornelius Hackle.
Hackle? Did you say Hackle?
Why, yes.
He happens to be my chief clerk, that's all. Mrs. Malloy, I demand an explanation.
And I'm gonna give it to you. Why wouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? Everyone in New York knows Cornelius Hackle. Why, he's here at the opera, in all the fashionable homes. Why, he's even at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 times a week.
Impossible! He's only got $136.45. Not keeping my own safe.
You're killing me, Mr. Vandergelder. No, he's one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
What canal?
The Erie.
The Panama.
Both.
It ain't the same man.
Who took the horses out of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled her through the streets? Cornelius Hackle. And who dressed up as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's... Oh, I can't say it. But it was Cornelius. He's the playboy of New York. Now, Irene, don't deny it. I can see you were just as taken with him as everybody else.
Dolly, I don't know what you're saying. I've only met him once, really.
I see that glow about you. They call it the Hackle glow. It's fantastic.
Hold your tongue! There's a man in there!
Now look here, if there's a man in that hat...
No, Mr. Vandergelder, you can't. It's too dangerous.
No man who hides in ladies' hat closets can frighten me, Mrs. Levi. Stand aside!
No man, indeed. I'm sure you'd make short work of any man, but with those muscles. Oh, I can feel them now rippling behind your coat. Ripple, ripple, back and forth. Ripple, ripple.
Last time, Mrs. Levi, you stand aside!
Stand, indeed. That's exactly what the courts will want to know when you're accused of entering that closet without a search warrant. I mean, what do you stand for? If you don't stand for the laws of this great nation, I know what I stand for. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir. Betsy Ross's flag is passing. Do you see him on the hill at Gettysburg? Neath that great triumphal arch. If you see him as he's trampling through the grapes of wrath, stand up and march, march, march.
Has this not affected you, sir? I came here an immigrant girl at 14 years of age from a land that oppressed my people, and I must
Van de Gelder. There couldn't possibly be a man in that closet. God bless you.
Mrs. Malloy?
Yes, Mr. Van de Gelder, there is a man in that cupboard.
Aha!
And another under the table.
What the duck?
There also happens to be a very simple explanation, but for now, good afternoon.
Oh my, this whole room is crawling with men. I'll never get over it. I take it I'll see you later this afternoon, Mr. Van de Gelder.
You certainly will, Mrs. Levi. With a certain young lady on the